What's up? On number 26 here to give you a two-parted video. The first part will be entitled Thank You CM Punk, where I talk about everything that has gone on with CM Punk, going through the Monday Night Raw before Money in the Bank, and everything that's happened since Money in the Bank. And the second part will be entitled WWE Stepping Up Its Game, where I basically just talk about what's going on in the WWE in general now. Alright, so the first part is called Thank You CM Punk. CM Punk has pretty much single-handedly revitalized my faith in the WWE. Now, I haven't had this much faith in the WWE and just me being excited about this company since the last time I considered him the best wrestler in the world, which I consider him to be right now. And that time was in 2009, right around Night of Champions time, and when he had that just beautiful, beautiful heel turn, or became a bad guy for those mainstream fans that are watching this, because it is on the WWE. And you know, he cashed in his Money in the Bank in 2009 at Extreme Rules on Jeff Hardy, and then just slowly became a bad guy and really, really picked up so much momentum where I consider him the best wrestler in the world. And I stopped considering him that right around, I guess it was Breaking Point back then, when where he had that Montreal screw job again, the horribly done main event of Breaking Point. Against The Undertaker. So I lost faith in WWE then, and it hasn't been regained until a couple of weeks ago when CM Punk had that promo where he got sort of suspended but then got reinstated the next week. And my reason for that is I think it's very, very a very, very cool coincidence in a sense that the last time I had this much faith in the WWE both revolve around CM Punk and him being a champion and, you know, just being at the top of the WWE. I mean, if that doesn't tell you something, I think it should. For someone that, you know, I consider myself a tough judge of people. I do. And that's probably because of the amounts of wrestling that I've watched. And, you know, I've watched, it's basically 10 years and so much in those 10 years. The more I see, the more I know. And, you know, I become a tougher judge. But when it comes to CM Punk, I just cannot help but just eating up everything he does. Because he just does it in such a way that is so inviting and simple, but he makes it look like he is the David Copperfield of wrestling. Like, he's the only one who can do it. Like, it's amazing to me. And just, you know, the Monday night before the Money in the Bank, he has that just huge, great promo where he's the contract signing with Vince McMahon. Oh, actually, at the beginning of the show, he brought out a megaphone and was, you know, doing his whole shtick there, which was an amazing promo. And then came back later in the show and had the contract signing where we got to see a lot out of Vince McMahon that we had not seen in years. And then Punk and him did so excellent together during that. And then we even got, you know, he was called Phil, which is his real name, Phil Brooks. But he, you know, it just showed that WWE, when it wants to, I guess, can put on something that is one of the most entertaining things out there in entertainment. It includes sports, and it is so entertaining to follow right now. It literally is keeping me glued to WWE television, which I haven't been since 2009. And before that, and, you know, just it's you know, single-handedly thanks to CM Punk, but everybody else around him is stepping up. And for those of you wondering, the other man in the picture that you see right now is Colt Cabana. For you WWE fans, that's the guy he's been mentioning in the promos and stuff. He actually did work for the WWE, for those of you who don't know, as Scotty Goldman back in 2000. And I think he was signed in 2007 and released in 2009. So there's that. And then we get two Money in the Bank. CM Punk just absolutely put on, and I know I said when I reviewed ROH Ring of Honor, for those of you who don't know, Best in the World 2011, that a match would have to be hard pressed to beat Eddie Edwards versus Davey Richards for being match of the year. Yeah, this match did it. This is my new match of the year. I mean, I absolutely love that Davey Richards versus Eddie Edwards match, and I still think that's a 5-star classic. But this match just, it has so much more to it. I mean, Cena gave a absolutely great performance in this match. Punk played it off excellently. There was just so much more around it, you know, with the involvement of John Laurinaitis and just the Chicago crowd and everything involved in it. You know, in case you haven't seen it, I don't want to get too much into it, but it was just such a sight to watch. I have truly never seen anything like that before. I mean, yes, there's a lot of comparisons to RVD versus Cena, but this is, I don't know if this is the exact arena where the Chicago Bulls or Chicago Blackhawks play, because I think they play in downtown Chicago at the United Center, and this was in the Allstate Arena. But in an arena that can hold a basketball game or a hockey game professionally and sell it out. WWE sold out that arena and had every single person behind CM Punk, or majority of them, outside of like maybe the kids, and it was just such an amazing environment, and I can't go against that, because something that is that awesome can't be recreated, and therefore this is my match of the year. There's so much going into it that I just cannot deny it, and man, oh man, I can't say enough about that match. That match has me. I will buy the DVD alone. I bought the replay just to watch it again, and just holy crap. Just because of Punk, I'm spending money I haven't spent on the WWE in years. Honestly, I mean, I know I bought tickets. I was at WrestleMania this past year, but outside of that, which I planned basically around Atlanta, I haven't spent the money on the WWE in a long time. Like my tickets to Extreme Rules, which I bought, Extreme Rules in 2010, which is in Baltimore. I didn't spend this much money on the WWE. This is just amazing to me that this one guy can really just step it up. And then Triple H, who I haven't been a fan of for a couple of years now, but I used to really like, I'm beginning to really like again. And just because if you saw what happened at Comic-Con, which I'll get to in a minute, but just random stuff like that, and then the night after on Raw, I'm just really liking this new Triple H in a sense. And this is something that I haven't seen in a long time, so he has me interested. It's just very, very interesting, the WWE, and that's the one word I would love to use about it 24/7. It's interesting. You might not agree with some of the decisions they make, but it's interesting. It's cutting edge. It's fun to watch, and if they do that, then it's perfect with me. So the Monday after on Raw, Punk doesn't show up at all. He's at the Cubs game versus the Phillies on ESPN. But then we have Mr. McMahon announce a tournament to crown a new WWE champion. I kind of called this a little bit where they have an interim champion, I guess. Finals comes down to Rey Mysterio and The Miz. It was kind of being a little predictable on Raw. I was thinking Rey Mysterio was going to win, and then Del Rio cashes in on him and wins, and then so Cena gets re-involved that way. But we got something a little different with Vince McMahon being relieved of his duties and storyline, and then Triple H taking over for him, and also John Cena being reinstated. So just it was different, and it's one thing that I definitely want to stress is that you need to be patient with this storyline, because one thing I don't think anyone can deny is that was very interesting. That was something different. So just be patient. If WWE blows it, go back, whatever. But it seems like they aren't after what happened today, which I'll get into right now. Today, San Diego, California, was where Comic-Con is held this year, and WWE has this whole, I guess, I'm not exactly sure what they were doing. Maybe it's for a new video game or something. But they have Triple H was there, and they had a presentation there in front of fans. CM Punk interrupts the press conference. I'll leave a video to where you can see this down in the description box in case you haven't seen it already. But it was magic. Like he comes in, interrupts the press conference, and it was amazing to watch, because everything I talk about with Punk, he was the epitome of that and got it over in 3 minutes. Like literally, how awesome this man is. And I don't want to ruin anything that was said, but just watch it, and it'll do itself justice. So yeah, I am so excited to watch Raw on Monday night, just to see what's gonna happen. The end. There's some definite more possible things that can happen now, but I just can't wait to watch it. How Punk gets back. I don't see the way that they can't bring Punk back in a normal way. So we'll see. And I imagine they'll bring Cabana in, just stuff like that. But the second part of this video is called WWE Stepping Up Its Game. Back in October, some of you might remember I made a video called WWE Time to Step Up Your Game, where I basically said if the WWE improves its game, it'll improve the wrestling business as a whole, and just the buzz around it. Okay, and that's exactly what has happened now. When's the last time someone, and I'm just talking about CM Punk, and there's plenty of more examples, was on ESPN, TMZ, and just all the new generation stuff that all the stars, not really of the Attitude Era, but just the new generation way of making wrestling, how MMA, I guess, is viewed in a light, or just it was the cool thing to do. So CM Punk, being compared to James Harrison with Roger Goodell being compared to Vince McMahon, just that was such a great comparison to me. Just literally things like that will make wrestling cool again. And now that they have probably my favorite actual in-ring wrestler in the company, Daniel Bryan, as Mr. Money in the Bank, and stuff that I read for the SmackDown spoilers, it's going to happen. Just WWE really maybe is getting its shit together, or getting its stuff together. Whatever, it's going to be... It looks like WWE is picking up a lot of momentum here. If they blow it, in my opinion, hopefully I'm wrong, but I don't think they're going to. Or hopefully I'm right. So hopefully I'm right. I don't think they're going to blow this. I think WWE maybe is smartening up a lot. Maybe, Triple H taking over is a good thing. Maybe he really is just kind of sat back for the past couple of years and just really, okay, this is what I got to do. And he's just putting it all in play right now. Maybe because I can use this example because I'm a Washington Redskins fan. Maybe what we hoped Mike Shanahan would do with our team after Jim Zorn fucked it all up. He's coming in and just calling his shots and just using his WWE playbook in a sense and just making everything right. Shanahan hopefully will do that now that Donovan McNabb and Albert Hainsworth aren't in the way, but just maybe he can use that in that sort of way, and if you get what I'm saying. SummerSlam might be I might order SummerSlam. I want to see how they build it. I want to give WWE my trust, which is something I haven't done since 2009. So we will see. And thank you guys for watching. Leave your comments, and I will see you guys later.